Well, speaking of new things, let's talk about food and innovation. And you obviously were with a big food company for many years, and now you're with a flavor company or ingredient company, I should probably say, supporting not just big companies but small companies as well. So you're seeing probably a bigger range. And even within Campbell's, you supported some of the smaller businesses as well, not just the large core
Mhm.
businesses. But one thing that's true, and as you know, is that it just seems like a hugely disproportionate growth in the food business is coming from startups, from the smaller guys, and not from the bigger guys, even though they have the resources, they certainly have the smart people, they have the money. I mean, what's going on? Why is that? Why can't the large companies be the ones producing the exciting new innovation and technologies in the food business as well as the growth?
I think that when it comes to the startups, Carlos, some of the key characteristics is the unwavering passion and focus, and the willingness to take some risk, to try new things, fail, learn, and try again. That resilience and persistence that characterizes a lot of the startup founders. When it comes to a bigger corporation, the operating model is very different. Big corporations are mostly built to do well with what they do in the particular time, and all of their processes are geared towards that. So acting in that way, in a way that can be perceived risky, and as a result, it's harder within a big corporation to have the results that an entrepreneurial might have on their own. Having said that, it's a lot of times is not mutually exclusive, and we have seen that the big corporations, when they endorse a different way of working and thinking, they can be fairly successful in introducing breakthrough innovation into the market. But that needs to come with a deliberate decision to structure innovation in a different way, and empower and encourage risk taking, a different model for speed in the market, and an iterative learning. Those are some of the key elements that make the difference when it comes to an entrepreneur.
Well, that certainly makes sense, but are you actually seeing any large companies doing that successfully? I mean, it seems like they all have their own venture arm. They have various, let's say, organization structures, whether they're incubators or accelerators. And I don't, I mean, it's a real question. I don't know if it's working or not. I just wondered what your thoughts on that were.
I think that if we look at where the innovation is coming from, the market would tell us that probably is not working. And most of the innovation, the true innovation, is coming from the startups and the entrepreneurials, for all the reasons we talked about. Um, but if I step back, a lot of those companies also support this effort through different ways. So I'm a big believer on innovation networks. And so if we step back and we look at the world from a little bit of a higher point, where the bigger corporations play a specific role to encourage and support the growth of the smaller companies, then I would say that that is accomplished in a different way. But if you put it into their traditional operating model, is definitely harder, and the market will say that that's what's happening.